Today, salt is almost nothing. It sits in a tiny shaker. It comes free with fast food. People spill it, waste it, ignore it, and complain when food has too much of it. But for most of human history, salt was not boring. Salt was survival. Salt was power. Salt was trade. Salt was the difference between food that rotted in a day and food that could last long enough to feed people later. And that is what makes salt strange. Because one of the smallest things on your table helped shape some of the biggest systems humans ever built. Before refrigerators, before freezers, before canned food, before supermarkets, food had a problem. It died. Meat spoiled, fish spoiled, some vegetables spoiled. A good hunt could become useless if people could not eat it quickly. A season of abundance could disappear. A long journey could become dangerous because fresh food did not stay fresh. And then humans discovered something simple. Salt slows decay. It pulls water out of food. It makes life harder for the tiny organisms that make food rot. That meant fish could last longer. Meat could travel farther. Food could survive beyond the day it was collected. And once food could last longer, human life changed. Because now, food was not only something you ate immediately. Food could be stored. Food could be moved. Food could be traded. Food could feed soldiers, travelers, workers, sailors, miners, and villages waiting for the next season. That is the first reason salt mattered. It gave humans more time. And time is one of the most powerful things a food can give you. Imagine an ancient person living near the sea. They catch fish, but fish rots quickly. Without preservation, the fish is useful only for a short time. But with salt, that same fish can become something else. Not just dinner, a supply, a product, a thing that can move, a thing that can be exchanged with people far away. That sounds simple, but it is huge. Because trade does not begin with luxury. Trade often begins with need. One group has salt. Another group does not. One group has fish. Another group has grain. One place has mountains. Another place has sea. And suddenly, paths begin forming between them. People walk. Animals carry loads. Boats move along coasts and rivers. Markets appear. Settlements grow. Roads become important. And behind all of that movement is one basic question. Where can we get salt? That is why salt roads existed. A salt road was not just a road. It was a line of need drawn across the land, a route that connected salt-rich places with salt-hungry people. And the hunger for salt was not only about taste. The human body needs sodium. Animals seek salt. People who lived mostly on meat could get more salt from animal foods. But as humans moved deeper into farming and ate more grains and plants, salt became even more important. A bowl of grain may feed you, but salt makes the body work. Salt helps food last. Salt makes plain food taste alive. So when humans built agricultural societies, salt became part of the hidden structure underneath them. Not glamorous, not dramatic, but necessary. And necessary things become powerful. That is why some places became important simply because salt was there. Not gold, not jewels, salt. In places like Hallstatt, in what is now Austria, people mined salt deep in the mountains. The salt helped create wealth. The mines preserved objects that normally would have disappeared. Wood, leather, cloth, tools. Because salt can protect things from decay. The strange thing is that salt did not only preserve food, it preserved pieces of the past. And in those ancient mines, you can almost feel the logic of civilization. People digging underground, carrying tools, moving heavy material, organizing labor, trading the product, building wealth from something the body needs and the kitchen uses. That is what makes salt different from many other foods. Bread feeds you, honey sweetens, cheese stores milk. But salt touches almost everything. It touches biology. It touches food. It touches trade. It touches government. It touches war. It touches religion. It touches language. It touches money. That is why salt became more than an ingredient. It became a system. Some governments controlled it, some taxed it, some people crossed deserts for it, some cities became rich because of it, some armies needed it because soldiers needed preserved food. And in many societies, salt became a symbol of loyalty, purity, hospitality, and value. When something is this necessary, power gathers around it. That is still true today, but modern life hides it. Now salt is cheap because the systems around it became massive. Mining, transport, factories, packaging, global trade. You do not see the ancient struggle anymore. You only see the shaker. And that is why salt feels ordinary. Modern abundance makes old miracles invisible. But imagine living in a world where every season matters, where winter can kill, where travel is dangerous, where food storage is survival, where one bad harvest can become hunger. In that world, salt is not a flavor preference. Salt is security. Salt means fish can wait, meat can wait, food can cross distance, a village can prepare, a traveler can carry something reliable, a ruler can tax something everyone needs, a merchant can build a route around it, a city can grow near it. That is how something tiny becomes historical. Not because salt is magical, because salt solves one of the oldest human problems. How do we make life last longer than today? That is the real power of salt. It does not look impressive. A grain of salt is tiny, white, simple, easy to ignore. But human history is full of things like that. Small things that quietly hold up giant systems. Seeds, fire, clay, thread, metal, salt. And once you notice them, history changes. You stop seeing civilization as only kings, wars, pyramids, and empires. You start seeing the hidden ingredients underneath. The things people needed every day. The things that made survival repeatable. The things so useful that humans built roads, markets, taxes, and power around them. So the next time you add salt to food, do not look at it like a boring seasoning. Look at it like evidence. Evidence that humans were always fighting decay, always trying to stretch food beyond the moment, always trying to turn danger into storage, always trying to make tomorrow less uncertain. Because long before salt was cheap, long before it sat quietly beside pepper, long before it became something people were told to eat less of, salt helped humans preserve food, move across landscapes, build trade, feed groups, and organize the world. And maybe that is the strangest part. The thing we now treat as ordinary was once one of the most important substances on Earth. Not because it was rare everywhere, but because wherever people lacked it, they needed it. Salt did not just make food taste better. Salt helped make civilization possible.